You could be happier alone. Happier alone.
Happier Alone was influenced kind of by everything that I grew up listening to. Incubus, Paramore, Whitesnake, Weezer. Like that early 2000s pop rock, kind of like alt pop that I listened to in 7th grade and 8th grade, 9th grade, all the way through high school. That's what's been my focus with writing lately. Happier Alone was actually created in this van that we're sitting in. Me and Willie were driving back from a show out in the Panhandle, I think. We were just going over this riff that he had an idea for, and it seemed like the riff that he had fit perfectly with the idea that I was kind of getting around to. I wanted to release it on Valentine's Day because I felt like it was the perfect time to make that declaration, like you could be happier alone. The idea for the video for Happier Alone also happened in this van. A lot of times we're joking around with the guys, I'm just brainstorming while I'm driving. It's either Willie or Aaron that I was talking to. We were talking about growing up. The idea of a skating rink came up just for visiting a skating rink, and then I'm like, dude, we should do the video for Happier Alone in this skating rink, do the couple skate, and then it kind of was like Valentine's Day couple skate, and everybody kept stacking up ideas of just funny couples. We came up with the idea of doing it at a skating rink, and then immediately in my mind I thought, oh, Brenham, Texas, like where I grew up in Brenham, has a place called Silver Wings Ballroom. We grew up going there as kids. If you grew up in Brenham or anywhere around there, the goal was to have your birthday party at Silver Wings Ballroom, right? And it's been like that for decades. It was like the place to go. It was the hot spot. Even some of my high school teachers, some of my friends' parents grew up going to Silver Wings. It's like a legendary place. I thought that going home would be a perfect way to like tie all that kind of back together. Then all the ideas started coming in of who we should use in the video. It's just a long line of friends that I went to high school with or grew up with, or some of my teachers were even in it. Some of my favorite teachers in high school that were actually characters, extras in the video, they actually met at Silver Wings Ballroom. So I've heard, Mr. and Mrs. Thibodeau. They're the ones that turn their skate in to Willie whenever he sniffs it at the very beginning. The main couple that you see, whenever you see the guy look at another girl while his wife's right there, that's my buddy Keith. We've been friends since 7th grade, still are. I just hung out with him last weekend. I thought he'd be perfect for the part of that idea. Like, does it ever cross your mind you could be happy alone? And then like looking at something else, even though you have something so great and that you've loved right in front of you. Keith and Nikki were such great sports about this idea, because I'm sure that Nikki was like, what? You're gonna make Keith look at another girl for multiple takes while she goes by? And it was even funnier whenever we got there on site, because Nikki was like totally down and she already had this thing planned out of like how to chew him out. And I think she just absolutely nailed it and did it perfectly. And the girl that kind of goes by, and that's Gemma, that's my cousin. She wanted to be part of it, and so she came and did an awesome job of just, you know, that little cameo of her sliding by. Another couple that was in there was Maddie Lasagna and Greg, her husband. Maddie and Greg are the ones there with their little girl. And I've been friends with Maddie for such a long time. She was a cheerleader in high school and always like super popular, but probably the friendliest popular girl in school. Also Lindsay, my fiance, you see her in the scene where she's picking out a t-shirt. We took the candy spot where you have like all the little goodies and stuff, the concession stand, and we replaced it with my merch, and we had Lindsay pick out a shirt. The band characters were kind of the first characters that we developed in this video idea. Like, I wanted to be the guy at the door who hated his life, that was just stamping people's hands saying, hey, welcome, my life fucking sucks, but I'm glad you're here. The guy working the concession stand is our bass player, Jordan. We thought he had the perfect look for the concession stand guy, and it's just such a perfect character for him. Aaron's role, our drummer, he's the DJ, is definitely the class clown in the van, right? And he's like the best at impressions. He has the perfect like DJ voice.